Shit talk a black. Yesterday, when I got to this part of breaking the codes of the programs, and I got to succeed in hitting, and this succeed in hitting is from 1886. I kind of got, like my eyes kind of started watering up, because I didn't know that it would take me to this hitting, and it's from 1886, to succeed in hitting. Yeah. When I got down here, I got kind of starry-eyed, watery-eyed, so I had to stop. I got emotional because it's not just that Nagal means to succeed in hitting, and it is from the year Prophet Noble Jew was born. It's also the word hit, like Hitler, and then the white man, and this Tim guy, you would call him a white man, I call him a pink guy, and the Hittites. That lets me know they're still after us, and they've been after us for a long time. Some of us, our names were in a book in Egypt, in one of the universities. After the Egyptians came and took the pink man out of the caves, they thought to civilize them. They ain't civilized, but they gonna civilize somebody else. So, maybe 3 or 4 generations of the caveman being out of the cave, the Neanderthal being out of the cave, they rose up against the Egyptians because they found in a book those that actually locked them up. They put them away. They weren't locked up, but put them away over in the caves, left them to fend for themselves. And so the names that were written in the book, the Neanderthal caveman bastard motherfuckers, German or whatever the fuck they are, pink people, the non-melanated ones, they actually began to go after all of those who are from the lineage of the names that were written in this book. Still today, they are coming after us, and they are the Hittites. And although there are Asians, working with, also that's with the Hittites today, they are helping them. It's like all nations. There's scripture too. It says that all nations conspired against us, and the us are those that they found in the books. Maybe the name of the chief of your tribe, or the name of the tribe, or just a name. So reading this, I don't just see internet technology and targeted individual. I also see HIT, like Hitler and Hittites. And so once I got there, it was like a little too much for me to just keep going, because also while I was there, I saw other things in here, and this word, it also means nail, fingernail. See, to me, here, right here, I see fingernail, and then I see hand nagel or some shit, but that's ANGEL, to handle my angel, who is my grandbaby. Also right here, it is ALI. The N is for noble. ALI, that it will be Ali, and here is law. And I just saw so many other things in here. I mean, it's so much in the nail It comes up so many times. Somewhere in here too, it says a metal nail. So last night, I just could not get this out of my mind. So last night I went to thinking about the metal nail, and I put in metal nail and mind control, and sure enough, it has something to do with mind control. And so it just kept going a little deeper and deeper with the metal nail. To the metal nail, it turns out to be something that looks like a beam. A beam. That is what they put on us to move us around. Now, when they say that, this Tim guy, see, I can play the Science of Herma Biff right here. See, T-I, and I can make this a M with string theory. And then T-I, and I can make this into a M with string theory. So I'm looking T-I, I need the G to add to the H to make it an M. And I need the other part of the G to add to the N to make it an M. So we have Tim going that way and Tim going that way. And the program code did say Tim, Carpenter, Timmy. So this is just a lot for me, to know this kind of stuff and not to have anyone else to know it. There's a lot on my shoulders. I don't have anyone to share this shit with, not really. And I do have a daughter. She's kind of catching up. She just says when it comes to the coding, I just don't know, but I can explain them to her and she comprehends. Yeah, as I said before in a video, this targeted individual program in military secret silent weapons for quiet wars or whatever it is, and seeing this code, it really does get to me. But being in a targeted individual program is scary, because wow, it's just scary, but it's nowhere as scary as my pineal gland. Of how I can use the science of Herma Biff and I can find who my enemy is. That's why Herma Biff came. Herma Biff came to actually stop this language because he knew, what will happen when they begin to use it on us. YAHKELC. That's even could be enough numbers for Yakel. Wow, this is really good. Does get to me. It's like I just keep seeing more and more and more and more. So as I said, my pineal gland, it can scare the shit out of me. There were times like when I was studying my name, I get into deep studying and I find certain things and I just have to get up out the chair and walk around and shake it off. Because this stuff can be kind of scary. So I'm going to move away from Tim, the Hittite. And he's more so German. If he's not German, then they're using mind control. Because the Germans are the ones who came to use the mind control. And here's the word pro. And here's the word income. So Tim, the carpenter, he will keep getting an income from my grandbaby. And when they said, that, they were going to use a metal nail. Why? They didn't say they're going to use a metal nail. They said they're going to hit him with internet technology. And when I said that, what I was meaning is that they're going to go in his head and fuck him up the same way they fucked up my sons. The only reason they didn't fuck my baby son up too much is because they gave him to his sperm donor. So, he went to his sperm donor and my son got so fat. He looked like a little calf because they fed him pork every day. That's what a slave will do. See, SLAV. That's what a slave will do. They give our children to those who don't know who they are, don't want to know who they are, don't care who they are, and they are comfortable in their oppression. They're comfortable as being a slave. They're comfortable as doing, getting up and working so hard for massa. They're comfortable, and so massa will give them our babies, so that our babies won't know who they are either. And my baby son, they took him at the age of 8. That is his life. And when my son came back, it was 5 years later. Frankie, not the mama, had to get so fucking sick that she told Deadman Walking she called me a bitch, to give him back to that bitch. And that doesn't really even sound like Frankie. Not the mama. Frankie, not the mama. She doesn't talk like that. I've never heard her talk like that, but that's what she said. She's a deep down Christian. Goes to church. Whenever the church doors are open, she even handles all the money from the church. Puts it in a bank, takes it to the bank, does count it, keep books, everything for the church. And I've never heard Frankie, not the mama, call anyone a bitch or even curse. But when she got sick enough, because her and Deadman Walking, they were telling everyone that I put voodoo on them. A lot of people say I put voodoo on them. They're fucking stupid. You really think if I knew some voodoo bullshit that I would just put it on some mere peasant like me? Nope. But I tell people, those that say that stupid shit in my face or say, oh, I heard, I let them know. If I knew voodoo, I'd be sitting in the White House. In the White House would not have one family in it. It has many rooms. So the White House will be filled with my folk. If I knew voodoo. Or if I dealt with voodoo. It's just that even though they can have you on the wire to have you disrespect your parents, or you disrespect your wife or your children or whatever, this is, they program you to do that, and even after you do it, they'll punish you for doing it too. The targeted individual program, it is something I call a catch-22, because you're damned if you don't, and you're damned if you do. If I say, you have a handler, and you say, oh, I don't have a handler, your handler is going to get you for that. And if you agree with me and say, I have a handler, your handler is going to get you for that. See, so they're going to get you if you know the program, they're going to get you even if you don't know the program. They're going to punish you if you do as the program, they program you to do this shit, and that's some weird and tripped up stuff to me. I mean, I never thought I will be living in a day like this. So they will program you to do some stupid shit to someone, anyone. If you do what the program has you to do, then they will still punish you. If you do not do what the program asks you to do, you be a divergent, a dissident, a rebel, or whatever someone wants to say, the synonym of the word is, they will still punish you. So there's no easy way about being a targeted individual, and there's no easy way about not knowing you are a targeted individual. Either way, we are all fucked. As long as these people stay on the wire, we are all fucked. And then I was telling my daughters, some more about the codes, and she always mentions to me like a series on TV or a movie. They watch their things via internet just like I do. And she gave me a couple of things to watch, and I really wish she would do videos because she can break down the things she watched so very well. There's something I taught my children to do because that's what I did. And maybe it was just in some of my children's blood to do it. Maybe I did not teach them. They just knew how to do it like I knew how to do it. And she was breaking down these things she watches. One, she calls it brothers, but it's not brothers. I don't know the name of it because she always calls it brothers. But they deal with paranormal shit. And I can tell her something go on in my well, and she can tell me something that she watched, one of the episodes. Because even when you watch their TV shows, you can watch it via internet. It doesn't matter. It's still a program. The program is written for someone. Even the books are programs. Have you ever picked up a book and then you can relate to that book? I did it many times. Even things going on around me. And my daughter today, the one that my baby girl, because Carmel, she thinks that since she lost the bet with me, that she can do a double or nothing or some shit like that. And now she's going to play with my daughter to save her pockets and or her life. So I was telling my third daughter that, and my third daughter, she came up with some things that she watched on the internet. So one of them was called The Strain or The Strand. There are 13 episodes. I stayed up all night watching all of them, and seeing how these Nazi motherfuckers, they're always cloning something, and all I could think was this. Now that really had nothing to do with this. It appeared it didn't, but I still kept going back to they think they're going to succeed in hitting my angel, to handle my angel, and to make him like my other children. So I'm just going to move on from this because I just keep seeing all kind of shit in here, and it's kind of mind-boggling. So I'm going to move on from this, and I want to get into a song that they sent me after I lifted all the videos about these codes in the Prophet. After I lifted them to YouTube, a song began to play in my head. Now see, these people, they don't talk in my head. I don't know why. I guess they're scared or something. And I don't know why they would be afraid to speak in my mind. Because these people, I don't know any of them. I'm just finding them because they are invisible. So I'm bringing them from behind the curtain to put them in front of the curtain because they are invisible. So they can't get in my mind. I'm sure they want to. I don't know why not. They just like to play music in my head. Even in jail, songs came in my head. And I know I don't know every word to these songs, but in my head I did. Just like yesterday. By the time the third song played in my head, what they kept doing, first they kept just doing the hook, and then the whole song played And when the whole song played, I went on the internet to get it, and I like to get songs that have lyrics. This is 20 minutes in. I'm going to come back with that song. Shit talker.